Well, you can see I'm being joined by a very familiar face to you. He is the former governor of the state of Illinois. It's Rod Blagojevich. Now, he's supposed to be in prison on some federal corruption charges. Somehow, he's managed to get out and be with us here now. Mr. Governor, thanks for being with me.
Thank you, Paul. It's great to be here and to address the people of Illinois once again.
Now, you're actually going to be addressing them for a couple of weeks because the show all about you called Blagojevich. Why did you want this moment on stage? What is it you have to tell us that we don't already know?
There's a lot of truth that has to come out about what really happened, what really went down, the fact that the entire tapes were not released. I want to make sure my name has been slandered, has been defamed, and I want to set the record straight through this wonderful play by young Michael Feinstein.
So you're saying, and I love his piano work.
It's a completely different person, but fine gentleman, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now, okay, so here you are basically saying we've misunderstood you.
Completely misunderstood. You know, a lot of people think I'm some buffoon with a great head of hair when I had a lot to say, a lot of things that I was trying to provide for the people of Illinois that was completely taken out of context. Completely out of context.
You do have great hair, but I also have to, my understanding is that you were actually considering appointing Holly Berry to the Senate seat, so I'm sure that's something you can explain to people. That makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense. She would have been a beautiful senator. Or Senator Oprah Winfrey. That was on the tapes. That was something. A lot of things I was considered. I'm just shooting the breeze, trying to figure out the perfect person for the state of Illinois, and those names came up.
And they make sense, right? Why wouldn't you go with a celebrity?
Why wouldn't you go with a celebrity? Someone that people can relate to. They're smart enough to look good, to be good on camera, to be good in front of people. So why not make them senator, I say?
No, I know something people may not know. Your idol, political idol, Democrat, was Richard Nixon.
Oh yes, that's true. He just had a lot of gravitas, a lot of energy, a lot of spirit, and maybe it was his Quaker ideals, maybe it was that hairline, I'm not sure. But actually, in the play Blagojevich at the Athenaeum Theater, we actually see a ghostly image of Richard Nixon makes an appearance, along with my other hero, Elvis Presley.
That may be scary to begin with. And by the way, Mr. Governor, why Elvis and not the Beatles? I mean, I'm kind of a big Beatles fan. What attracted you to Elvis?
Elvis is a king. He always will be. He will always be the king. One time I saw him when I was a kid. I saw him on stage. He opened his mouth, and there's screaming fans. And you couldn't hear a thing. And he opened his mouth to sing. It's like you could hear a pin drop. That's when I saw a man with real power.
Now, are you, in prison? Are you doing a lot of jailhouse rock singing? You kind of known there for the musical tunes?
I've formed a little jailhouse band, and everybody has to have a little bit of a sense of music, has to have a great head of hair, and we're rocking out.
Now, a lot of people also think that you were jealous of President Obama, that you felt it should have been you and not him. You don't feel that way anymore, do you?
Well, let's just say that David Axelrod was talking to me to run for president, and I wanted to stay in Illinois, help the people of Illinois, so he picked some Ivy League black kid with a funny name as a consolation prize, and we'll see how it worked out.
Sure. Yeah, he's going for a second term.
He is. Well, good luck to him.
Okay. Now, you're also known for some foul language. You're not using any here. That's appreciated. But in jail, in the prison there, we get salty language there?
Things get pretty freaking intense there, Paul. I have to tell you, it gets pretty freaking intense, but we try to keep a cool head. Cool heads prevail, and I just rely on my friend Rudyard Kipling and my friends Elvis Presley and Richard Nixon to keep me in good spirits.
Now, are you doing a little reading? What are you doing with your free time? You probably actually have a lot of free time.
I have some free time. We're doing some Shakespeare readings. We're singing some Elvis Presley. We're just shooting the breeze, enjoying ourselves. There's some hairstyling tips, things like that.
So you're teaching people how to do this?
Yes, this is an architectural process that I've worked up over the course of a long personal and political career, so it takes a lot of work.
I love it. Well, first of all, Mr. Governor, I appreciate your being here, very much so, but we're actually going to be back with the man behind Blagojevich after the break. All right, well, we are back now with the man behind Blagojevich. We've sent Blagojevich back to jail, at least until this weekend. Joining me now, actor Darren Stevens, and I appreciate your joining me. By the way, a great name. You were into Bewitched.
Yeah, that's worked out pretty well for me. Yeah, the whole Darren Stevens thing. Yeah,
exactly.
But thanks for having us on.
Sure, certain age group to remember that. All right, what led Feinstein to write Blagojevich? What led you to want to play it?
You know, it's just a compelling story, and I'm having some fun with the wig and the persona, but it's really this serious look of this guy at the extremity of experience. He's really, there's a lot of drama and pathos. There's a lot of very, very funny lines in it, too. A lot of real humor, great telephone calls with people. He's trying to work deals to try to get himself out of this mess, and it's a really, really compelling story. There's a lot of humor, a lot of fun in it, but there's a lot of real drama and passion and panic.
Is it by the very, I mean, if Patty were to come, if the family were to come, would they be moved by it? Would they think it's unfair? What would they think of this?
You know, I think it's a fairly balanced portrayal. There's different sides of this thing. He looks very, very corrupt in some respects, but in some respects you can see he was doing some political horse trading. So there's a different kind of 360-degree look at this guy, and it's an interesting portrayal.
So you were sort of funny in our first bit, but you're playing him really more full. We're going to get the drama.
Yes, it's a full character. Like playing the man, there's a lot of really, really funny stuff, and he's an extreme kind of personality in some respects. But there's a lot of pathos too.
Darren Steve is looking forward to seeing you in it. We're going to remind everybody that Blagojevich running September 7th through the 22nd at the Athenaeum Studio 2, which is on the 2900 block of North Southport Avenue. For more information and tickets, just check out BlagojevichThePlay.com. And don't forget, we'll have reports from Charlotte, North Carolina on the Democratic National Convention.